What's up, everybody? How are you all doing? Everyone in the universe that is watching us. What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. I certainly am. I'm having a fantastic day today, boys. Hope you're all having a good one too. How is everybody doing? Very sorry I'm a little bit late. It's been a busy fucking day for me, boys, though. It's been a very busy day for me. Busy day. I got a little bit carried away. I've been researching the fight from the UFC this weekend between Klidson Abreu and Jamal Hill on my website. Shameless plug. If you're not already a member of my website, why the fuck not? How stupid can you be? $19.99 a month, and you get a fucking boatload of content every month to help you make better betting decisions. Yeah, so we got a little bit carried away researching this fight between Abreu and Jamal Hill. Took a little bit longer than I thought it would. Could be a great fight for betting though. So yeah, that's why I'm a little bit late. I didn't think it would take as long as it did to research that fight. But we are here now, boys, and we are into the Bundesliga, and I cannot fucking wait for these games, boys. We are going to do a double live stream tonight. We're going to be researching the game between Dortmund and Bayern Munich, which could decide the Bundesliga title. I think if Bayern get a win or a draw here, that is going to be enough to secure the title for them, because they've already got a 4-point lead at the top. If they get a point, just a draw here today, it's going to be very difficult for Dortmund to make that ground up with games running out in the Bundesliga. And then later on, we're going to do Bayer Leverkusen against Wolfsburg. That's why I was a little bit late. I wanted to grab something to eat quickly, grab myself a drink, go to the toilet before we jump in to another marathon live stream. I've just done a 2.5 hour live stream, boys. Give me a break for being a fucking little bit late, alright? We're here now. That's the main thing, as the teams are just about to come out. I also need to get myself set up. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. As you know, boys, when you consistently make money from gambling, bookies want to close you down. So I have to bet on multiple different devices, multiple different internet connections, to continue to be able to make money gambling. We are doing good work in these live betting streams, though, boys. We are 3-1 on live bets since we started doing these live streams, and the only loss we took was a very, very small loss, wasn't it? It was Mönchengladbach double chance against Bayer Leverkusen in a game I thought they were a little bit unlucky to lose, if I'm being honest. But there is one device setup which I'll be placing bets on tonight. My 400-year-old iPad that is becoming famous in these live streams. Yes, we will confirm that. Okay, we're logging into there. I have my newer iPad, which I'll also be betting on a different betting site, of which I shall not name who that will be. So we'll just get set up here. Then we're going to do a little bit of quick research on this game. I've kind of already done it, but just for the benefit of you guys. Wait a minute, my screen is going a bit crazy here. We need this, and we need this, and we need this, and we need to log in to this. Boom. Alright, we're set up on this this iPad as well. So we are 2 devices set up. I will just set up my third device, which I will need to I'm going to need to log into some more betting accounts. I am placing bets across 5 different betting websites here. So let me just sync this up, boys. Let me get all these betting accounts open. Sorry for being very unprepared, but it's fucking life. It's fucking life, and it's going to be a busy night for us. Let me know how you're all doing in the live chat, boys. If you're excited for these games tonight, massive night for the Bundesliga. Could the title be decided tonight? I think there's a very good chance that it could be. Bayern have looked absolutely fucking amazing lately. We are almost up and running. We are almost there. I've logged into almost all of my betting accounts now. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. We're logged in. We're ready to live bet. Here we go, boys. 3-1 on live bets so far. Let's get this game going. Oh, Jesus. Dortmund already coming out aggressive here. Ball cleared off the line by, I believe it was Boateng in that centre-back position for Bayern Munich. So Dortmund coming out hard and fast here, which is exactly what you would expect because Dortmund need to win. A draw is no good for Dortmund. They have to win this game. If they do not win this game, the Bundesliga title will probably go to Bayern Munich. It'll probably stay with the champions. And I also need to do one more thing. I need to bring up the live stream. This will be the 4th fucking device I'm using, so I can respond. To your questions. Please don't be cocks tonight as well, boys. Please don't be cocks. My wife is not able to moderate the chat until later on, so please don't be cocks, boys, because I want to focus on live betting this game. I don't want to have to focus on monitoring the chat and banning people just because people are being dickheads. Be a grown-up, man. Be a fucking grown-up. We're here to try and make some cash. It's a live betting hangout where we all just kind of hang out, discuss bets, try and help each other. That's what we're trying to do over here. So don't be a fucking dick and make my life more difficult. And if you haven't already, boys, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button here, boys. And I'll move this up a little. There we go. We'll move this up. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Here we go, boys. Here we go. After a crazy afternoon, here we go. We are all involved. We are all good to go. We'll do some light research in this first half when this game dies down a little bit. Obviously, both teams have got tons of goals in them. Both teams to score on this game pretty likely. The only thing that could sabotage that bet would be if Bayern set up really defensively and play for a draw, because they know a point is probably enough to gift them the league title. But Bayern Munich aren't usually that sort of team. Bayern Munich usually play to win, usually very aggressive, very attack-minded, and they are missing some key defenders. Obviously, David Alaba is playing at centre-back when he'd usually be playing in the left-back position. So Bayern will not feel too confident that they can prevent Dortmund from scoring here. Fast start from Dortmund, though. They are taking the game to Bayern Munich. They are not letting them settle in here at all. They are taking the game to them. Lots of possession early. Ball played wide to Guerrero. Does a really good job of keeping it in, and I believe that was Delaney. Fizzed the shot over. That was well saved there by Neuer. So Alaba in this centre back position tonight. Obviously, he will give a bit more pace to Bayern Munich at the back, but he isn't a centre back. So Boateng having to hold the fort down. I mean, you would anticipate that Dortmund are going to get opportunities to score in this game because Boateng's not exactly a rock solid defender. We will have a quick look through what's going on here, in terms of some light research. So. Actually, what's surprising is Bayern breaking forward now. Lewandowski on the ball. Great defending there, though, from Hummels. Lewandowski still battling for the ball. Looked like the ball ran out of play there. So needless to say, both teams have got absolutely tons of goals in them. Tons and tons and tons of goals. Although Bayern Munich pretty high scoring team, right? Looks like they're averaging at least 3 goals a game. Dortmund slightly less. Both teams in amazing form. It's kind of hard to gauge how many goals these teams have got in them, and like the likelihood of clean sheets and stuff like that, because obviously Dortmund and Bayern are so far above, the majority of the teams in this division that when you see You know, when you see Bayern and Dortmund not really conceding many goals in games, you see them scoring loads of goals in games. It's difficult to try and gauge what that means for when they match up against each other, because, you know, keeping clean sheets against a much lower level team, scoring, you know, 4 or 5 goals a game against much lower level teams is not really going to tell us too much in the context of this matchup. All we know is that both teams very, very attack minded, and what a great game so far. So a bit of a boost for Dortmund. The Kanji's back from injury, who will also give him a little bit of pace in defence, which they will need with Kingsley Coman playing that right side for Bayern Munich. Lots of possession for Dortmund early on. Great ball through to what looks like Brandt here, and that should be a corner ball. Nice break from Dortmund. Good defending from Davis. Dortmund had plenty of bodies breaking forward there, and Dortmund looking lively early. Very, very lively. That was Haaland, the centre forward. Got a bit of pace about him, Haaland. And Dortmund taking this game right to Bayern Munich here. Easily defended at the near post. Ball played back out wide though. It's run dead now. Good defending from Lewandowski. Coming back to help out his defence on the corner. Ball runs all the way back to Berkey. Hakimi now brings the ball down the line, but good challenge there from, I believe it was Serge Gnabry. And the ball is at the halfway line for a throw into Dortmund. So ball's played back to Neuer here. Dortmund lose possession off the throw-in. Ball's out with Alaba at centre-back position. And wonder if Bayern Munich just going to try and take the sting out of the game here. Dortmund has started very, very fast, but perhaps Bayern can rack up some possession. Just take the edge off the game. Just slow it down a little bit. Brilliant play there from Haaland. Good hold-up play. And a beautiful through ball here from Hakimi to Hazard. Wow! Is that offside? That is offside. Guerrero nods the ball into I believe it was Guerrero, knocks the ball into an empty net in the 6-yard box. Was he offside? I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously Hazard was offside to put the ball in. Guerrero wasn't. So goal disallowed early. And this is a very, very open game. What are the odds on both teams to score here? It would be foolish not to have a look at that. It would be foolish not to take a look at the both teams to score. 1.44. 1.44. 1.44. Let's take a look at a little bit of light research here. 1.44, eh? That ain't bad. So Dortmund look very dangerous early. They've scored in 9 of their last 10. Bayern Munich have scored in 9 of their last 10. Very interesting. This does appear to be a super open game. I do believe we're going to see goals in this game, boys. So I am actually going to hit both teams to score at 1.44. 1.44. Those odds are good enough for me. So I am going to live bet both teams to score, boys. Just bear with me while I lock my own bets in here. But this is not a game that I want to hesitate in betting both teams to score, because obviously we've already seen, you know, Dortmund with the ball in the back of the net. It was obviously disallowed, but you know, if I see two teams playing each other and they've both scored in 9 of their last 10, and I can get, you know, both teams to score at 1.44, which is an implied probability of about 67%, I'm going to take that, boys. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that all day long. So I'm just locking in my bets now on both teams to score, and then I will be back with you, boys. I'll be back with you very shortly. Hopefully there's no goals between the time that I lock in these bets. I locked in on one site, 2 sites, 3 sites. So I've locked in on 3 sites, locked in on 4 sites, 5 sites. I'm in everywhere. Right, boys, so I have just live bet both teams to score here at 1.44. Now, the way that the odds move on both teams to score, generally speaking, the longer the game goes, the better the odds will get on both teams to score. But I think statistically, the majority of goals are scored, the majority of first half goals are scored in around about the 25-minute mark. But if one of these teams score, the odds on both teams to score are going to crash down to like 1.20, something like that. So what you don't want to do is get greedy and hesitate to place both teams to score, the both teams to score bet, because in a game like this, which is really open, in a game where both teams are already creating goal scoring opportunities, you don't want to hesitate on the both teams to score, because if one team does score now in the next 15-20 minutes, the odds on both teams to score are likely to crash, and you might not get an opportunity to lock in that bet. So I don't want to hesitate here, just because both teams look so dangerous going forward. I think a goal could come at any time, especially, we've already seen Dortmund put the ball in the back of the net once. So that's a cheeky little live bet for us to kick things off with here. Both teams score. I mean, look at how open it is. Bayern Munich need to draw or win to frustrating. Bayern Munich need to draw or win to basically win the league here, and they're still committing plenty of men forward to grab a goal. We actually saw Dortmund break there and catch Bayern in a 3-on-2 position. It was a very, very poor ball out wide to Guerrero. Wasn't able to keep it in play. But it does go to show that both these teams are going for the win. Neither of these teams are interested in playing nice and keeping this game tight. Oh, nice one, Vegan dude. I really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it, Vegan mate. Yes, my turn. This will be 10% of my account balances. Pretty much a standard bet for me. I know there will be some people freaking out, going, "Oh my god, he's betting 10 units." But I'm not betting 10 units. This is just how my compound interest based bankroll management strategy works. I think units are silly, but I will be betting 10% of my account balances on this. Bayern starting to grow into the game in the last 10 minutes or so. You see the possession stats evening out. Earlier on, Borussia Dortmund were up at about 65% possession. That has levelled off now as Bayern's starting to see more of the ball. Davis in an advanced position. Can't get a cross in though, so lays the ball off to Kimmich, who did start life as a right back, I believe, but he's now playing in midfield for Bayern. Oh, unlucky. But almost gets threaded through from Coleman to Muller, but Berkey able to gather it up. It's just surprised me how this is such, and I will say this, I've said it in all these live streams. How's Bitcoin doing? I've said it in all these live streams over... oh, let's get this done as well. I've said it in all the live streams over the last week that I've been doing. Here you go, boys. There's our nice big fat video on Jamal Hill against Clidston and Bray. We're going to be processing in the background. It does surprise me though how bad these Bundesliga teams are defensively. Like I say, all the games we've watched in the last week or so, Bundesliga teams are so open at the back, very, very poor defensively. It's a bit of a shocker, really. And even here we see, Bayern and Dortmund, defenders often getting caught out of position, really open games, really free-flowing attacking games. It's very, very exciting football, but it's not what we're used to seeing. If you watch a lot of British football, even at championship level, teams are much more, much better organised defensively than what you see in the Bundesliga, which is kind of crazy, really. I was talking to a few of my members in the chat room last night on my website, and I was saying that I think a lot of the teams in the Bundesliga would really struggle bad in the Premier League. Even a lot of them would struggle bad in the Championship because they're so bad defensively. I think they would really struggle with how structured and how organised defensively many of the teams in the top half of the Championship are. And certainly they would struggle bad in the Premier League. I mean, they're so open at the back. This is Hazard breaking forward now. Not many bodies in the box for Dortmund, though, so he does a really good job of holding it up. Lays it back to Hummels. No, not Hummels, sorry, Delaney. Dortmund forced go all the way back here, but they're building up another play here. Brandt in possession. Delaney lays it off to Guerrero, knocks it back to Akanji. Akanji brings the ball forward. Good pressure, though, from Bayern, forcing Dortmund to go all the way back as Hummels sprays the ball out wide to Hakimi at right back. Hakimi bringing the ball forward now, though not many options from in midfield, but the ball is worked to Hazard on this right wing. And good defending there from Bayern Munich. I believe that was Kimmich that was able to cut the ball out there. Going back to his wing-back roots with a nice interception there from central defensive midfield. Bayern back in possession now. Boateng on the ball. Plays the ball upfield to Kingsley Coman, who moves the ball onto Thomas Müller, who puts a pretty poor ball into the 6-yard box, which easily gets cut out, I believe, by Hummels. Bayern back in possession, though. We've got Davis in a very advanced position, lays it off to Gnabry. Bayern just taking the sting out of Dortmund here, moving the ball around in midfield. Dortmund sitting very, very deep. Müller plays a beautiful ball into Coman, who will probably... He cuts back inside. Beautiful ball into Serge Gnabry. Oh my Jesus. Oh my Jesus. Gnabry worked his way into a beautiful position coming from the left wing to the right wing. Got off an incredible shot from the 6-yard box, cleared off the line. And that is why I do love both teams to score here, boys. We have already seen, we're only 19 minutes into the game and we have already, beautiful footwork here from Guerrero. We're only 19 minutes into this game and Dortmund breaking a poor ball from Brandt there. But a free kick is a generous decision from the referee. But this is why I like both teams to score in this game, because already, look at this. Coman cuts back inside, nutmegs Akanji. Ball falls right to the feet of Gnabry in the 6-yard box. He drills a low, hard shot, and the ball gets cleared off the line and just rolls past. I believe it was Lewandowski who was waiting to pick up the rebound, but it slipped right past him. Very open game in this first 18 minutes, and what is interesting is we're seeing both teams get caught out of position when they break forward. When Dortmund break, we're seeing them outnumber Bayern going forward, and obviously when Bayern break forward, we've seen them catch the Dortmund defense out of position as well. So a very open game, likely to see goals if the game stays like this. Like the expression goes, football is a game of two halves, and the game can completely change in its structure in the second half. However, generally speaking, if you have a really open game like this in the first half, it's going to get even more open in the second half. So a great game so far. Very, very entertaining. Bayern back in position in midfield. Ball gets moved wide. The Pavard in the right back position. Coman lays it back to, I believe it's Goretzka. Goretzka on the ball now. Plays it over to the opposite side on the 18, the halfway line to, this is Alaba that brings the ball forward. Gnabry now running at the Dortmund midfield. Lays the ball all the way back to Boateng. Good build-up play this from Bayern Munich, being able to keep control of the ball. Coman now in a wide right position. Lays it back to, I believe it is Goretzka again. They switch sides though. They switch sides. We've now got Davis on the ball on the left side of the field. Looks to play the ball past Hazard there. Loses possession, but does a great job of tracking back and winning it back from Hazard. Lewandowski tries to hold the ball up as it's played into him on the edge of the 18-yard box. Dortmund, so what I'm talking about with Bundesliga defences. Bundesliga defence is very, very poor defensively. Dortmund try and play it out of the back there when they were under a lot of pressure from pressing Bayern midfielders. They end up conceding possession. They give the ball away in a dangerous area, which now has gifted Bayern a throw-in on the right side of the field, just outside the 18-yard box zone. So it looks like Goretzka is going to give away a foul here for a high foot. It's not Goretzka, sorry, it's Pavard. He is not happy with this decision from the referee. It's a high foot. It's against the rules, right? Anyway, Dortmund back in possession. They drift the ball forward. Hummels is breaking forward, but gives the ball away cheaply. Hummels actually came up under the halfway line to win the ball from the centre-back position, but he tries to lob the ball forward to Haaland, just gives the ball away, and Bayern really starting to exercise their advantage now in this game as they are seeing more and more of the ball. They are seeing a lot of possession here now, around about the 22-minute mark in the first half, which is interesting because obviously statistically we see the highest number of first half goals either in injury time in first half or around about the 25-minute mark. So we are getting into the business end of the first half where statistically we could start to see some goals in this half, right? We'll see what happens. Lewandowski now plays the ball under Gnabry, goes wide to Kingsley Coman, and a great save there from Berkey. And Bayern Munich starting to take over here. Coman with the ball in a wide right position again, and just in the last sort of I would say just in the last sort of 10 minutes or so, Bayern are really starting to show their superiority here, in the sense that they just have a much higher level of quality player on the pitch. Now, they are looking a bit dodgy defensively. Obviously, Alaba at centre-back's a little bit of a concern. But in terms of quality going forward, Bayern are showing that they are simply a much stronger team than Dortmund. Just much more quality across the pitch, much more dangerous going forward, and you definitely sense a big and sudden shift in momentum in Bayern's favour here. Now, for me, it's a little bit too early to bet Bayern at the current odds at 1.83. Because I would personally like at least even money on it. I would like at least an implied probability of 50%. If I'm capping them at about 60-65% here, that gives me a great margin. But I'm going to keep an eye on the odds on Bayern here, because I'm feeling like they're technically superior all over the pitch. The reason why I need a good deal, though, the reason why I need better odds than what I'm getting at the moment, is because they are very open at the back. And if, we've seen in multiple Bundesliga games, this week, we saw Bayer Leverkusen, for the most part, get outplayed by Borussia Mönchengladbach and still win 3-1. We saw Hertha Berlin in a very competitive game against Union Berlin. Oh my Jesus. Brandt in a great position here. Bayern do a great job of closing him down. Guerrero out wide in the 18-yard box. Can he? Great tracking back there from Müller to win the ball. Dortmund getting caught in possession there. What I would say is We've seen a lot of teams go ahead against the run of play. Hertha Berlin weren't playing particularly well against Union Berlin. They ended up winning 4-0. What we find in the Bundesliga is that teams are so bad defensively that you can get a lot of goals against the run of play. So the reason why I want a really good deal on Bayern Munich here is because they are very open at the back. When Dortmund are counter-attacking, Bayern Munich aren't leaving many men back defensively, which means they can get caught out of position and give away goals, which is why I want if I'm going to be betting Bayern Munich, I want to get at least plus money, at least even money on it, make sure I'm getting a good deal, especially with a draw really suiting Bayern Munich. What would actually be fantastic is if Dortmund were to score first. I would love to hit Bayern double chance. If Dortmund were to score first, I think Bayern double chance would be a great bet, but at the moment odds are a little bit too steep on it. But slowly as the game progresses, we will start to see the odds on Bayern improve. If we miss out on Bayern, if they score first, it's one of those things, man. That's the live betting game we play. But the bets that I'm very much considering at the moment, Bayern double chance if Dortmund score first, and also Bayern straight if the game keeps going like this. And if their odds improve into plus money. Here we see Brandt cutting the ball back to... This is why I need decent odds on Bayern. Because even though they're technically superior to Dortmund all over the pitch, they're very, very bad defensively. Very bad defensively. Dortmund really let him off the hook. No, that is a throw-in for Dortmund, my man. That is a throw-in for Dortmund, Davis, or it should be. Dortmund gave the ball away very, very cheaply in those positions when going forward, and let Bayern off the hook, really. Bayern are very good when in possession, but defensively they're very, very weak. I'm just going to take a look at the benches, see what kind of players both teams have got on the bench that can come on and change the game. Perisic is on the bench for Bayern, so he can obviously come on and change the game. You've got Jadon Sancho on the bench for Dortmund, Mario Götze on the bench for Dortmund as well. So good attacking options from both teams on the bench, to be fair, which could come on to change the game, which is again why I don't want to pull the trigger on betting either of these teams too early in the game, because I feel like this is a huge game to decide the Bundesliga title, and I feel like both teams have really got high quality star players on the bench that could really flip this thing on its head. Johnny Dickinson is taking Bayern. A little bit too early for me on Bayern, man. I'm aware that I might miss the boat. I am completely aware that I might miss the boat on Bayern. But the thing is, Bayern is so open at the back that if Dortmund score first, it changes the game in a big way. I mean, we've just literally seen Dortmund break and Bayern look completely hopeless at the back. We've got to remember, they are playing, essentially a left back at centre back in David Alaba, and also Boateng at centre back is super shaky as well. So if Dortmund start to get hold of the ball, start to go forward and move the ball in dangerous areas in that 18-yard box, I don't really have too much confidence in the Bayern defense. I mean, Davis completely played for that. He tried to knock the ball. You can see why Hazard is upset. I wouldn't have given that free kick. Davis tried to play the ball past Hazard, realised he'd overcooked it, and just decided to run into the back of Hazard and go down when he realised he'd lost possession. Really weak decision there from the referee. The linesman flagged, so I guess he had to give it so that they can still stay bros. But I don't think that was a free kick. And now we've got Dortmund breaking forward. This looks like Haaland. He plays the ball into Hazard, who is the most advanced player at the moment. Plays in Haaland, and a very, very poor shot there from Haaland, partially blocked. I believe it was by Goretzka, who was able to get back into the 6-yard box zone and make an interception. But in the last sort of 5 minutes, we are seeing Bayern start to look very shaky at the back. Haaland does a good job of knocking the ball down to Delaney, who moves the ball onto Guerrero, I believe. Good build-up play for Dortmund, but Bayern are pressing. Hazard plays the ball into the 6-yard box. Beautiful ball in from Hazard, to be fair. Bayern, I couldn't see who intercepted that. It might have been Kimmich, but who intercepted this ball? It was actually, I believe, couldn't actually see who that was. I believe it was Alaba, but a great interception there from Alaba, because that ball was about to be threaded right through to Haaland in that 6-yard box. This game is getting spicy. Beautiful ball into the back post. Delaney heads it back to Brandt. The ball is still in there. Hummels goes up to win it. He does, but heads a looping headed ball towards goal, just wide of the post. And Dortmund starting to look more dangerous now in this last 5-10 minutes. Very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Mark Koval, yes, I would definitely still bet both teams to score, mate. This is such an open game. The probability of both these teams scoring are very high. The reason why both teams will score is such a good bet on a game like this. Like, I don't know if it's going to win. At the end of the day, all you can do is consistently get your money in strong positions, and over the long term, hopefully you turn a profit. All I will say about a game like this is both teams are very good going forward. They're both looking very dangerous on the attack, and they're both looking very bad defensively. That's the perfect storm for goals in a game. That's why I still like both teams to score. Kingsley Coman almost threads the ball through to Serge Gnabry on the penalty spot, but the ball gets cut out. We now see Haaland breaking here. Haaland beats Alaba. He's in on goal. We see Davis doing a great job of coming back and recovering. And in a nutshell, in this last 60 seconds, you are seeing why I love both teams to score in this game. We've literally gone from Serge Gnabry almost having the ball placed perfectly on his feet, on the penalty spot in the 18-yard box to set him up for a dangerous shot in a dangerous area, to going up the other end where Haaland is virtually one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Davis did a great job of getting back and winning the ball back. So it's a very open game at the moment. Both teams looking bad defensively, both looking very dangerous on the attack. I love it. What a game. And even if we don't see goals in this first half, you've got to remember Bayern have got Perisic on the bench. Dortmund have got Mario Götze. They've got guys like Jadon Sancho they can go to spice their attack up and change the game in this second half. So it's a wide open game. It's a great attacking game of football. It looks like we're going to see goals in this game. Who knows? I might be mistaken, but this is the perfect storm for goals in a game. And what you've got to remember is as the game wears on, defenders will start to get tired. More goal scoring opportunities will open up for both teams as defenders start to make mistakes. Kingsley Coman in possession here, threads the ball through to Lewandowski, who tries to knock it onto Müller, but it looks like it was actually Piszczek there. Piszczek was able to get back and recover that ball. Berkey now in possession, looking to play the ball upfield. He actually throws it out to Hakimi, who's closed down very, very quickly there by Davis, which results in him giving the ball away. Serge Gnabry now in possession on the left wing. I believe that will be a foul in the back of Lewandowski. It's not. Dortmund back in possession in midfield. Brandt. If they can spot the ball, look, left wing, beautiful ball from Delaney out wide. Believe this is De Guerrero. Lewandowski comes back from the centre forward position to put pressure on him, and Dortmund keep giving the ball away in dangerous positions. Wide. This is a damn. What are you doing, bro? Brandt finds himself on his opposite wing. Obviously, Brandt is a left winger. He switched sides. He finds himself on the right wing with space to put a good ball into the 18-yard box. Plenty of bodies for Dortmund forward, but instead he spoons it miles wide with kind of a side-footed weird pass, which wasn't a shot or a pass or a cross. Brandt having a rare moment of madness there, but what is interesting is Bayern look better all over the field. Bayern look much better all over the field, but Dortmund look more dangerous going forward, in the sense that Dortmund are working their way into very dangerous positions. It's just that their final ball, that final piece of quality isn't quite there for Dortmund at the moment. You know, they're getting the ball into dangerous positions, then giving it away or spooning it when they have an attempt on goal. But with the amount of possession they're getting, you know, very, very far up the field in Bayern Munich's 18-yard box, you know, these chances are going to continue to come. And Dortmund trying to play the ball out from the back here. Hummels plays the ball into Hakimi, who nods it on for Haaland. Haaland does a good job of holding it up here, getting it back to Hakimi. Plays the ball wide to, believe this is, I'm not sure who this is. But anyway, the ball won back by Bayern. And Dortmund keep getting into these dangerous positions and then giving the ball away. Brandt plays it wide to, I believe this is Guerrero. I'm not 100% sure actually. Need to figure out who this guy in the orange boots on the left wing is. It's either Dahoud or Guerrero. I can't quite see. Piszczek in possession, plays it into Dahoud. That is Guerrero, I believe. Kanji on the ball now. Dortmund trying to play out from the back. Great pressing from Bayern. They were under pressure with Dortmund attacking, and Bayern have forced Dortmund to go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Davis brings the ball forward now. Good defending. Very good defending from Dortmund. Dahoud went the wrong way. He came back inside after Delaney laid the ball off to him when he could have turned and advanced with the ball upfield. Delaney's having a cracking game here, to be honest. Delaney playing very, very well here. Delaney playing very well. Delaney having a great game. Great passer of the ball. And look how strong he is in this midfield position, holding the ball up. That should be a free kick for Dortmund. Delaney, excellent player, man. Superb midfielder. Ball gets lofted forward to Hazard, I believe. But gets defended. Boateng heads away. This is now Goretzka in midfield, plays it to Kimmich, upfield to Müller. Bayern in midfield now, pressing Dortmund back. Kingsley Coman in position on the right wing. Too many Dortmund bodies around him though to try and go round him. Coman lays the ball all the way back to Boateng. To Alaba. This look like they're switching sides now. Alaba brings it back to Kimmich. Back to Boateng, back to Alaba, trying to create space for themselves. Dortmund keeping it tight here. Ball gets played wide to Davis here on the left wing. Does a great job of cutting inside. A lot of Dortmund bodies there, but he manages to work the ball into a very dangerous area, and Hummels kind of takes him out there. No appeal for a penalty there. But Davis did a great job of working the ball into a dangerous position, and then Hummels just steps out and takes the ball away from him. It's an interesting one for me. It's an interesting one because, I mean, he kind of took Davis out, right? He didn't get any of the ball there. Hummels just using his strength. If that was in the Premier League, I would imagine there would have been a few more protests for a penalty than we saw there from the Bayern attackers. Davis kind of just got up and got on with it. Hummels doing a good job of using his strength just to let the ball run out of play. But I don't know about that one, man. Hummels didn't get any of the ball, just kind of took Davis out when he was in a very dangerous position. Here we see Goretzka moving the ball forward now. Kingsley Coman lays the ball down the line to Pavard, that pops the ball into the box. Falls short of everyone though, and a rocket of a strike there. Couldn't see who it was from. It feels like Goretzka from that part of the field. Could be wrong, but you know, it would have been in kind of the territory that Goretzka would be managing. Superb shot fired off from someone. Berkey does beat it away. It was Goretzka, catches the ball. Absolute peach of a volley there from Goretzka. Fortunately for Berkey, it was right at him, so he was able to punch it out. But Bayern back in possession now. Kingsley Coman ran into the 18-yard box. Müller tries to cross the ball in, and the ball goes out for a corner. Hummels telling, I believe, his midfielders they need to press a little bit harder when Bayern are in possession. And now this is a Bayern corner. Bayern starting to take over again. Plenty of momentum swings in this game. And there is the main man, Lewandowski. Looks like Kimmich is stepping up to take this corner for Bayern here. He is going to drill the ball into the back post. Nobody home. Ball runs free to Guerrero, who does a great job of working the ball forward. Delaney gives the ball away, actually. This is Gnabry back in position on the left wing for Dortmund. And Delaney does a fucking fantastic job of winning the ball back. But Gnabry's tenacity keeps possession alive for Bayern. This is Goretzka in a dangerous position. He decides to take a shot off. Goretzka complaining about a shirt pull or something like that from the referee. We have to ban someone called VARmatch.com. See you later, my guy. See you later. Managed to catch that one before he managed to spam too hard. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat out the corner of my eye in case any dickheads show up, which they usually do. But thank you everyone for being real cool and real chill in the chat tonight, boys. It's helping me be able to just focus on live betting this game instead of having to focus too much on the chat. I do really appreciate it, boys, keeping it clean in the chat. So, a very, very open attacking game in this first half. No goals so far, but can't help but feel that it will not continue like that with how many goal scoring opportunities both teams have had. Coman now on the edge of the 18-yard box, lays the ball off to Kimmich, tries to thread it through to Müller. The ball's defended well by Dortmund, but Bayern Munich back in position, threads the ball wide. Kimmich back in possession now. Kimmich plays it to Lewandowski, actually, which is in a midfield position on the right side. Kimmich back in possession now, threads it through to Serge Gnabry, lays it off to Lewandowski, back to Gnabry. He goes wide to Pavard. Pavard pops the ball into the 18-yard box, and Dortmund can't really clear. This is Davis back in possession into, I believe that was, can't quite see from here. Anyway, Kimmich wins the ball back. Lewandowski. A lot is happening here. Kimmich with a chip. That is fucking outrageous. That is outrageous. Kimmich, the left back, with a chip from a filthy distance. Absolutely outrageous. And obviously, boys, our both teams to score bet is looking in really good shape now, because Bayern get on the score sheet in this first half. And more interestingly, this is a game that Dortmund cannot afford to lose. If Dortmund lose this game, if they draw this game, that's fucking outrageous. Yes, Berkey kind of got caught out of position. Berkey did get caught off his line. But for Kimmich to even attempt a chip from outside the box is disgusting. And this is the quality of this Bayern Munich team, man. This is why I think they're a cheeky bet in the Champions League if the Champions League restarts. They're fucking good all over the pitch. That's a left back that has just chipped the keeper from the edge of the box. Like, I know he's playing central defensive midfield, but when your left back has the technical ability to chip one of the best keepers in Germany from that distance, it's crazy. It's outrageous. It's ridiculous. And that is very, very good news for our both teams to score bet, because Dortmund cannot draw this game. They cannot lose this game, which means Dortmund are going to have to go for this now. They're going to have to come out and commit a lot of bodies forward. They're going to have to go for goals. What that means is that will obviously open them up to Bayern's counter-attack. But because Bayern have scored first, it now puts the onus on Dortmund to go and get more goals. And there is a long time left to go in this game. A long time left to go in this game. Bayern have already got one goal. Dortmund, you know, what are the odds on both teams to score looking like right now? 1.53. Wow, that's actually surprisingly good. If you haven't bet both teams to score yet, I would definitely go for that. I would definitely bet both teams to score, because even though Dortmund are struggling in this game, they may as well get beat 5-0 here as get beat 1-0. They're going to have to go for this in the second half, and Bayern have looked pretty bad defensively. But it doesn't look like Bayern are willing to ease up here on this yet. Bayern are not the type of team to sit on a lead. They're going to go for more goals here by the look of it. Ball played out wide to Serge Gnabry, who has been an absolute nightmare in this game so far. I was kind of hoping Dortmund would score first so we could hit Bayern double chance. I am very, very conscious of the fact that, you know, a draw is good enough in this game for Bayern. So as long as Dortmund don't score 2 now, Bayern probably win the Bundesliga, to be fair. Bayern don't need to win this game. A draw is probably going to be good enough. And that's significant because if they take the foot off the gas in the second half, try and protect this lead, thinking, well, if Dortmund nick 1 goal and this game ends 1-1, we still take the title. You know, that is why you don't... Bayern to win straight's not an amazing bet because they can afford to settle for a draw. It's not like Bayern need to win this. That's why I didn't love Bayern at around even money. I needed better than that. But a good first half from Bayern. They took over in the second half of the first half. And they're now winning 1-0. Very, very solid first half performance from Bayern Munich. But Dortmund, plenty of players on the bench that can change the game. They can bring guys like Jadon Sancho on, Mario Götze on. Maybe we'll even see Emre Can come on. Anyway, boys, please, if you've got any questions, if you do have any questions, drop them in the live chat now, and I will spend this half time answering any questions you may have. But what I can say is that both teams to score looking pretty good at the moment, boys. I know Dortmund looked quite bad towards the end of that first half, but trust me, they're going to have to bring it in the second half, because if the scoreline stays like this, Dortmund will basically lose the Bundesliga title to Bayern, and they're not the type of team to go out without a fight. My dad is ringing me. We will get rid of that. So anyway, boys, anyway, I will scroll back up a little bit here, boys, and we'll answer all your questions. Get your questions in if you've got any, boys. Get your questions in if you've got any. I wish my dad would stop ringing me. I'm just going to grab a quick drink, boys. How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's doing all good. I'm currently in a trade that is down about 1.59%, but that's okay, boys, because I'm up about 18% on the day, so we don't mind. And this trade is looking all right. Let me just keep an eye on how this trade is doing. Yep. Nice hold the long signal there. 15 minutes. Yes, we like this. Yeah, this is all looking good for my trade. We like this, boys. This Bitcoin trade is looking healthy. Very, very healthy, actually. Ooh, super healthy. I am liking this Bitcoin trade, boys, but we will get rid of that. Don't need to bore you with the cryptocurrency. You'll only get the video fucking banned from YouTube or something. They're banning all kinds of cryptocurrency content at the moment, right, with a crazy censorship. It's only a matter of time before everyone fucks off to Spotify, though, and follows Mr. Rogan. Can't wait for Spotify to launch their video platform. I will be going over there too, because the censorship on YouTube's getting out of control. But anyway, boys, drop your comments into the live chat. We will get back after this in this second half. Hopefully Dortmund come through to us. If you haven't already hit both teams to score, I do think it's a very good bet at 1.53. Like I say, I think Dortmund will have to go for this in this second half. And Bayern are playing a left back at centre back in David Alaba. Boateng's dodgy as fuck. And Dortmund have got a lot of dangerous attacking players going forward, right? All right, boys. Also, hit the like button, boys, if you haven't already. Hit the like button for me. And we will be doing another game after this. We're doing Bayer Leverkusen against Wolfsburg straight after this one. Joey McBride has asked... actually, let's scroll through a bit further than this. Let's go. What have we got? Orgil is saying, please put the timer of the game that you are watching, otherwise we can't follow your commentary. That's a great idea, mate. I can't obviously do that now because I don't have any mechanism to do that, but what I will do, dude, that's a great idea, Orgil. Thanks a lot, mate. I will organise that for tomorrow. Tomorrow's live stream, dude. Thank you. That's a really good suggestion, mate. Thiago Silva saying, what did you bet? We are going for both teams to score in this game, mate. We're halfway there already. Yeah, Tony Picks is saying goalie should have saved it. Berkey was out position. It's outrageous to get chipped from that distance, to be fair. Soft goal for Dortmund to give away. Yeah, I will do the time thing, Orgil, but it's not as easy as me just clicking a few buttons and it appearing, man. It's something I'm going to have to set up. Vince is saying, none of my bookies offer both teams to score. Jesus, dude, almost every bookie offers both teams to score. Sounds like you need to get a new bookie, man. Rocco's going for both teams to score and Bayern to win at plus 375, which I think is 2.75 for everyone that uses decimals. We won't even work that out for the psychos that use fractions. Who the fuck would ever use fraction odds? Like Nolet is saying, I just realised I have a lot of parlays. All my parlays I have both teams to score. Haaland to score more goals in the second half. Kieran is going for the same bet that Rocco's got. Alexander Kravtsov is saying Woodley will smoke Gilbert Burns. I think he's got a good chance, dude. I think he's got a good chance. Tony Picks saying, would it be worth it to hold off on betting both teams to score until the 60th or 70th minute? That is an impossible question to answer. Theoretically, yes, because if it stays 1-0 to the 60th or 70th minute, then you'll get much better odds than what you'll get now. But if Dortmund come out and score in the next 5 minutes, then you lose the opportunity to place a really solid bet. So it is a gamble. It's a gamble, man. It's up to you. There's no real way I can answer that. Like, if I say yes, it's best to wait, and Dortmund score in the next 5 minutes, well, then it's the wrong decision. But if I say, no, go for it now, and then after 60, 70 minutes, you can bet both teams score like 2.50, 3.0. Well, yeah, it was the right thing to do to wait. But from my perspective, I like to not overthink things. If I see a really good bet, if I see a strong position to put my money, I'm just going to go for it and not try and get cute. Because when you try and get cute, that's when you hesitate, miss out on strong bets, or, you just fuck up. Just make life easy for yourself, put your money in a strong position, and let the game unfold however the game is going to unfold. It might, Dortmund might not score here, but it's got all the makings of a game that will have more goals. Johnny Dickinson's gone big at Bayern, big on Bayern at 1.90. Good luck, dude. Underrated World is saying never bet on soccer. Is both teams score always available? Yes, it is always available. It's quite a high liquidity line. It's not like a prop bet. Obviously both teams score is a prop bet, but liquidity is massive on football, so it's kind of like it's a serious bet as well. Is basically what I'm trying to say. It's not like betting on Bayern Munich to win 3-1, or betting on like Haaland to score. It's not a stupid prop like that. It's like a legit high liquidity bet. Zayn Sheik is saying, is there going to be a Burns versus Woodley prediction video? Yes, mate. It should be dropping tomorrow or Thursday at the latest. I'm going to record it tomorrow. Problem with the YouTube videos is to plan, record, edit, upload, and then for YouTube to process the video is like a 12-hour process. So even though I'm going to record the video tomorrow, I don't know if it will upload and process on YouTube in time for tomorrow, because processing times on YouTube can be outrageous. Like, they're very, very long. So for example, my last breakdown video took like 8 hours to process. I had to leave it overnight. So I'm going to record it tomorrow, but whether it'll be up tomorrow or not, I'm not sure. It'll be Thursday at the latest though. Single barrel pump action yogurt rifle is saying, should I focus on MMA or football betting? It's a very difficult question to answer, man. There's a lot more money in football betting, but it's a lot more time consuming. So you don't have, like, for example, a football match lasts 2 hours and MMA fight lasts 15 minutes. So you might watch a ton of football and not find many opportunities to put your money into that are strong. Whereas, if you watch an entire UFC card, chances are you're going to find at least one or two strong positions to put your money. So they're just different, man. They're different. If you were starting out and you didn't know anything about either sport and you were dead serious about taking betting on a sport, dead serious, I would definitely recommend that you pay more attention to live betting football. Just there's a lot more money in it, but it is much more time consuming. So if you have like a family, girlfriend, really demanding job, it might not be practical. Lee Dosis asking, are you going to keep an eye on the Twitch chat? Dude, it's so hard to juggle everything. It is incredibly hard for me to juggle everything, dude. I will jump over to Twitch in a bit. I'm sorry for everyone watching on Twitch. I am sorry, boys. Usually I have my wife moderating for me, and it's a little easier for me to juggle everything. But for tonight, she can't mod for me, so I'm having to do it all. Sorry, boys. But yes, Lee, I will catch up on Twitch, man. I'll jump over on Twitch in a sec. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch. I'm sorry, boys. I am sorry I've missed you up until now. It's a hectic night for me, boys. I've got a fucking iPad here. I've got a phone here. I've got an iPad here. I've got a monitor here and a monitor here. And there's shit going on all of them I've got to juggle. It is hectic, boys. But as long as we're making money, it is all good. That's all that matters, right? It's all that matters. So shout out to everyone on Twitch. I haven't forgotten you, boys. I kind of did forget you. Thank you to Lee Dosis for reminding me, because I definitely did forget you. But shout out to everyone watching on there. Thanks, boys. I'll be there in a sec. Kieran is saying the double chance on Dortmund is 3.0. I think I need to see a bit more from Dortmund before I would consider that. They didn't really do much in the last 10-15 minutes of the first half, and they gave the ball away a lot when going forward. I want to see him come out a little bit stronger in the first half. But yeah, with Dortmund needing to win here, the double chance is interesting because a draw is as good as a win for Bayern Munich. If Bayern draw, they basically won the league. Bayern don't need to win this game, which is why I didn't like betting Bayern straight at even money, because I think, now that Bayern have got a goal, from their perspective, Dortmund need to score at least 2 here. That's if Bayern don't score another one. So they can afford to kind of chill a little bit in the second half, invite a little bit of pressure, look to protect this league. And if Dortmund do nick a goal back, well, as long as the game ends a draw, Bayern have still pretty much won the league. Alexander Kravtsov saying Woodley is the safe bet this weekend. So is Chukagian. Jesus Christ, man. I don't think Chukagian will ever be a safe bet. If Chukagian was fighting my mum, I don't think she would be a safe bet, dude. She is not the kind of fighter I would ever call a safe bet. Rocco saying Dern is a free money bet. It is a bloody shame her odds reflect that, man. UFC betting experience just reminding us we don't know what version of Woodley we're going to get, right? He's 38 years old, suffering from injuries. Father time can creep up on you fast at that stage in your career. Vegan Skeptic saying 3 units on both teams to score. I do like both teams to score, man. I do like it. I still think Dortmund have to go for it in the second half. They have to. If they don't win, like Dortmund may as well get beat 10-0. Like they may as well go for it. They may as well just throw everyone forward. Because if they draw this game, they're fucking gone, bro. They can't win the league. So I think Dortmund are really going to go for it in the second half. It would be illogical for them not to. Like, you're not going to have a bad night in a game like this. Like, you can have a bad night and get smashed 4-0, committing too many men forward and getting caught on the counter-attack, but you at least have to go for it. And with how bad Bayern have looked defensively at times, if Dortmund really do go for it with guys like Jadon Sancho, guys like Mario Götze they can bring on to change the game, I think it's quite likely Dortmund grab a goal in the second half. Arizek is saying, Chris, do you see the gap on BitMEX between current Ethereum price and the futures? Isn't that bullish signal? I don't really trade or look at Ethereum, dude. I just focus on Bitcoin. So I haven't seen the gap, dude. No, I haven't seen the gap. But as we know, price action usually at some point fills the gap. Although I don't like trading off the gap, man. I just trade, support, resistance, moving averages. I don't really try and do things off futures gaps. Lido's asking, does Magny hold any value? I'm not sure, dude. I haven't researched that fight yet, but we're almost done on this weekend's card, so we'll be starting on UFC 250 soon. Fightology saying, thoughts on a Dern, Elliott and Woodley parlay for this weekend? I will say, dude, I think Dern, Elliott and Woodley definitely win this weekend. I'm not going to say definitely win, that's a stupid thing to say. What I will say is, out of all the fights I've researched, I feel the most confident that Dern, Elliott and Woodley will win. I don't like parlays, I really hate them. But Elliott and Woodley, oh, are they bringing on Emre Can here? Elliott and Woodley, I think, are probably the safest bets from the fights I've researched, but that doesn't necessarily make them good bets. James Smith doesn't like the odds on over 2.5 goals. Wonder what the odds are. Let's just bring it back up. Let's bring up one of my betting sites. Let's take a look at what the odds are. Everyone's talking about over 2.5. I don't like over 2.5 so much because Bayern might try and sit on this 1-0 lead and take a 1-1 draw. A 1-1 draw is basically good enough for him to win the league. Underrated World is saying, is Dortmund to score at minus 200 a good bet? I mean, it's basically the same as betting both teams to score, so I would say yes. Oh, nice one, Vegan Skeptic, man. I need to figure out how to create those mods again. Did this such a fucking long time ago, dude. Thanks, Vegan, mate. I will reply to your DM later on as well, Vegan dude. Right, boys, let's get back to this game then. We are out for the second half. Dortmund have brought on Emre Can, I believe. Oh, they've brought on two players. They've brought Delaney off, which is interesting because Delaney had a pretty good first half, to be fair. So they brought on Emre Can and Jadon Sancho for Brandt. Didn't think Brandt had a great first half, to be fair. Brandt gave the ball away a lot in that first half. So very understanding why they brought him off, and the fact that Dortmund have made two changes, at half time signals that they're going to go for this, because they haven't waited 10, 15, 20 minutes before bringing their first substitute on. They're looking to change this game from half time, but now we see Alaba in possession, bringing the ball out to the left side. You also see Dortmund pressing a little bit more than they did in the first half here. As you see, Bayern pick up possession on the halfway line. Dortmund are pressing with the ball a little bit more. Kingsley Coman might be in on goal here. Over hit that pass. Coman, what are you doing, man? Coman got into a very dangerous position, ran the ball into the 6-yard box, basically was in on goal, and tried to cross the ball into Lewandowski, who was waiting in the 6-yard box, but overhit it. He overhit it, and the keeper let the ball run out of play. Dortmund back in possession here now. Oh, we got to ban Denny Yosef. Oh no, he's spamming some links too. See you later. I managed to catch him pretty fast. Alright, boys. Dortmund in possession now. Ball gets played out wide to Hakimi. Chips the ball forward towards Jadon Sancho. It gets cut out, but Dortmund pick up the second ball. Dortmund, decent start to this first half. Pressing Bayern more. Seeing a little bit more of the ball. But great pressing from Dortmund. And Guerrero manages to keep possession of the ball here. Dortmund breaking forward. The Hood in possession. He's going to shoot from very, very far out. Would need something special to beat Neuer from that far out. I felt like the better option would have been to go wide to Hazard, who was in a lot of space wide right. But I mean, if you don't shoot, you don't score. But unfortunately, the shot was right at Neuer, who was able to gather the ball up, no problem. Dortmund back in possession though. We have got. This is going to be Hakimi out wide right again. Is he going to play the ball inside to Sancho? Back to Hakimi out wide to Hazard. Back to Jadon Sancho, who looks to be playing a free role. Here. In an attacking position. Looks like Jadon Sancho is going to float all over the edge of that 18-yard box, so look to pick the ball up in dangerous positions. Hakimi with a throw in now for Dortmund, halfway into the Bayern Munich half, throws the ball into Dahoud, who nods the ball back to Hummels. Hummels plays it to Akanji, goes wide left to back in the middle now to Dahoud. Dortmund moving the ball around, switching sides, trying to create a little bit of space for themselves. Hummels with a great ball forward there. The ball's now with Hakimi, who plays it into Haaland. Poor control though from Haaland. He did good, coming deeper to pick that ball up. If he could have controlled that, he had Bayern defenders caught out of position there. A couple of Bayern defenders caught out of position. Coman at the other end now on the edge of the 18-yard box. This is looks like Müller. No, it isn't. It's Goretzka. Plays the ball back to Davis into Kimmich. Wide to Pavard. Pavard plays it back to Boateng, to Akanji. Bayern with some possession now, moving the ball around. This is Alaba, sorry, not Akanji. Alaba wide to Davis, who loves to run at defenders but gives possession away. And it looks like the ball will run to Berkey, who is looking to get things started again in this midfield from the back with Dortmund. So now Piszczek gives the ball away. It's Bundesliga defending so bad. Bundesliga defenders give the ball away in such dangerous positions, but Dortmund get away with it. They don't. They actually don't. They do. Very, very scrappy sequence plays out there. Hakimi ends up getting fouled, I believe. Gone down for a free kick in the right back position. I believe it was Goretzka which committed this foul. Not sure if the referee's given this foul actually, or if the ball's run out for a throw-in. He has given a foul, and Dortmund choose to play a shot to restart the game. Piszczek in possession, in very deep position for Dortmund. He just plays the first long ball of the game. Haaland does a great job of winning the header, knocking it down to Hazard. It gives it away very cheaply. Haaland manages to recover, plays it to Jadon Sancho, wide to Guerrero. Guerrero brings the ball forward. Can he? Terrible pass from Guerrero. Haaland was looking for the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Guerrero with a misplaced pass that hands the ball back to the Bayern defenders, but Bayern just choose to clear the ball, and Dortmund back in possession. So better first half this for Dortmund at the moment. Very, very nice first half for Dortmund, seeing a lot of the ball in this first 5 minutes or so. But to be fair, this is how the first half played out. Oh my god, Jadon Sancho giving the ball away in a very dangerous position there on the edge of the 18-yard box. Lewandowski picks the ball up. Shot is blocked on the edge of the 18-yard box. He's still trying to win it. Emre Can gets in there to try and win the ball. Bayern back in possession though. Pavard halfway into the Dortmund half. Coman running at the wow. Bayern almost grab a second. Beautiful ball in for Coman. And Sancho keeps giving the ball away in really dangerous positions. He's got away with it here. But Sancho, very, very sloppy in possession in this first half. Maybe he's still hasn't warmed up yet. He's only just come on. Wow, Davis almost gets caught in possession. The ball falls, fortunately for him, as he maintains possession. Brings the ball forward. Goretzka in midfield now. Lays it off to Pavard. Bayern about halfway into the Dortmund half. Just knocking it about between Kimmich and Goretzka. Alaba now coming forward. Plays it into a good position into Goretzka. Goretzka now with a low shot. Beautiful save from Berkey. That was going to creep into the bottom left corner. Beautiful play from Serge Gnabry. Tries to play it back to Lewandowski in the 6-yard box. It was